In India, securing a government job or medical seat is the primary lever for social mobility. For millions of students under 40, these tests represent the only exit from multi-generational poverty. Every year, an ocean of candidates sits at these identical desks, betting their entire lives on a single day. Families drain their life savings to pay for private coaching institutes. Students spend 3, sometimes 4 years living in cramped hostels, isolated from their homes, memorizing textbooks for 14 long hours a day. The pressure resting on a single 3-hour test is absolute. Then came May 2026. Over 2.2 million aspirants took the Neet medical entrance exam, but shortly after, the test was abruptly canceled. The official question paper had leaked to the black market. At the exact same time, the SSC GD recruitment exams were collapsing for entirely different reasons. Candidates arrived at their testing centers after traveling hundreds of miles, only to find missing computers, overcrowded double-booked rooms, and sudden cancellations with zero notice. When 2 of the largest exams in the country fail simultaneously, it suggests the issue isn't a localized glitch. These concurrent collapses point toward a deeper malfunction in the machinery of the testing system itself, one that requires a full autopsy to diagnose. We start with the hardware. This map illustrates the physical supply chain of a pen and paper test like Neet. Question papers are printed at a central facility, loaded onto trucks, driven across the country, and stored in bank vaults before finally being distributed to over 5,400 exam centers. Every single transfer point, every truck driver, bank manager, and school principal in that chain creates a security vulnerability. The paper has to change hands dozens of times before it ever reaches a student. And waiting at those transfer points is a highly organized network. Police investigations revealed that exam setters inside the National Testing Agency were working directly with a multi-million rupee coaching mafia. These private institutes charge massive fees, guaranteeing high scores because they purchase the test directly from the source. When the financial rewards for stealing a physical piece of paper run into the millions, relying on padlocks and delivery trucks to secure the future of 2 million students is a mathematical impossibility. The obvious solution is to eliminate the physical paper entirely. That is exactly what the SSC GD exam attempted by moving to a fully digital test. But execution requires capacity. This bar chart shows what actually happened at a testing center in Prayagraj. A private agency booked 1,035 students into a facility that only had 650 computers. Nearly 400 students were left standing in the aisles. Worse, the digital transition introduced new blind spots. While students fought for seats, the chairman of the SSC admitted that hackers were actively attempting to breach their servers. Meanwhile, special task forces in Noida arrested gangs charging 4 lakh rupees to provide remote access cheating software during the live test. Digitizing a broken administrative process does not secure it. It simply replaces the physical thieves with digital hackers, leaving the underlying corruption completely intact. In response to the crisis, the government passed the Prevention of Unfair Means Bill. The legislation threatens anyone involved in organized cheating with a 10-year prison sentence and a fine of 1 crore rupees. Yet these aggressive new laws are already being weaponized against the wrong targets. Shortly after the SSC failure, the Commission issued a notice threatening students and YouTube educators with prison time simply for discussing post-exam analysis and question patterns online. While the state chased YouTubers, it ignored its own experts. After previous leaks, the government commissioned the Radhakrishnan Committee to secure the system. They delivered 101 specific recommendations, including mandatory end-to-end encryption, biometric checks, and decentralized government-run testing centers. Those reforms were sidelined. The legislative response we are seeing is a firewall built in the wrong place. It is designed to protect the agencies from public scrutiny, instead of protecting the test papers from the mafia. Behind the canceled exams and server crashes are middle-class families who have liquidated their savings. Aspirants who had finished their exams and packed up their hostel rooms are now facing an acute mental health crisis, forced to prepare all over again under a cloud of uncertainty. Repeated cancellations erode the fundamental incentive to work hard. An entire generation is now watching the merit-based system they were promised fail in real time, replaced by a reality where wealth and connections buy the answers. Even the highest court in the country has lost patience. Reviewing the ongoing disaster, the Supreme Court issued a scathing reprimand, stating plainly that the National Testing Agency, quote, hasn't learned lessons. Gag orders and harsh penalties on paper will not stop a lucrative black market. Until the agencies adopt the strict structural technological reforms sitting unread in their own committee reports, the exam mafia will continue to thrive. For the millions of students sitting down to study for 2027, the anxiety is no longer about clearing the cutoff. The hardest question they face isn't on the paper at all. It is whether the exam they are taking is even real.